Hello students, hope you all are good. Today we are going to see member function declaration. Inside class how it is done and outside the class. A member function of a class can be declared in two ways. Member functions can be declared inside the class definition and work on data members of the class. The definition of member function can be inside or outside. Let's see how we can do inside the class. We have already seen in last video one program which was the concept of inside class. When the function member function is defined inside the class, then it is called inside the class declaration. Here there is no need for the function prototype declaration as it is already inside the class. But in outside the class there is a different syntax which we have to use, and in this, as the word says outside the class, the function definition is outside the class, so we need a function prototype to be declared inside the class. Function definition will be outside the class, but prototype of that function will be inside the class. And to define the body of the class, we have to use this format or syntax. It goes like return type, then we will write the class name, whatever the name of the class is, and scope resolution operator, and then the member function name, and if there is any argument then we will write the arguments. And same as the function definition, we do open the curly braces and write whatever the statements you want to keep inside the function and then close it. So that's just the differences. Here it will be outside and we need to use this syntax. This is two methods. Now we will also see how we will do it through program. We have kept our member function inside the class, and as we today are learning how we can declare member function. So we can declare in two ways, inside the class and outside the class. So in previous video we have done one program that was using the concept of member function declared inside the class. Today we will see how we can do it outside the class. So in this example, this is the class, this is the class name. Class name we have taken as fitness, and here our class is opening from, you can see over here, this is our class fitness from here to here. This is the coding which is done for function inside the class. We will convert it into function outside the class. As you can see, currently the data member and the member function with the body of the function is defined inside the class. Here we can see our class is closed, but now we can see we will take out this function, member function, which is show outside the class. So these are the variables, so these are the data member, and now we will put this close sign for the class. So curly braces closed and semicolon. So now the class contains data member and member function also, which is defined outside the class. So how we will know that it is the member of the class show function. So we have to write the prototype. So prototype, how we do? Void show and then semicolon. So now this class fitness has data member name, wtime, stime and show. But now the definition of this function is outside the class. Class is closed here, and now the definition part is class was closed here and definition of class function started from here. Void show, and this is the body of the function. So now what is the difference? Just it was outside, that was inside, and this is outside. But as now we have seen the syntax how to declare outside the class. According to that, first we have to write the return type, and then we have to write the class name. So class name is fitness. This show function is the member of class fitness, and then scope resolution operator, and then the function name. So function, this was the format. So now this show function is binded with the class fitness. Now it is linked. Now the body of the function. Okay, so this was the concept of inside and outside function. You got it? What we did? Class declaration, data member, member function, prototype, and class is closed. Then outside the class, function is defined with scope resolution operator use. We have defined the class member function outside the class. Okay, so this was the concept. Now let's see the detail of this program, what it is going to do. So inside the function we have kept the things which we want to print. So what we are doing here, let's see something new is there. Here is one function which is text color. This is used to print. This is used to change the color of the text into which color you want, whatever the color. So whatever the color you want, you will write in capital letters the name of that color. So I want it to be green. So text color is now changed to green, and then endl 2 times, so that the line printed will be a bit down, it will not be in the top of the screen. So 2 endl we have used, and then we have, instead of cout, we have used cprintf. So now cprintf function, whatever things we will keep inside the parenthesis, you can see this is the function, and inside the parenthesis whatever the statement we have written, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise, in double quotation. So as we have used in cout, same way we have to write here also, but inside the parenthesis. Now what will happen? This cprintf use, this whole line will be printed in green. So if we want the color to be displayed in the text, we need to use cprintf. Inside that, whatever text we will write, that will be in that color which we have changed. So to change the color, keep the color, we have to use text color and then the color name, and after that whatever the lines we want to be printed in green, we have to write cprintf, and in double quotation we have to write the statements. Then I have taken cout endl, that means after printing this line in green color, it will move to next line, and then cprintf again, that means again these double quotation inside this double quotation this equal sign is there, so this whole pattern will be printed also in green color because I have written C printf, and then and L, and then name cout. So we have already used cout, so it will print name colon and then name. This separator we have used because after this message part we want this is variable. So instead of name, here what thing will be printed? Here it will be printed whatever the values or name will be in this name. Then endl. Next line, what will be there? Wake up time before. So this will be printed, and after that whatever the things will be or time will be in this variable, that will be printed, then am, then endl. Next line, same way, sleeping time before whatever the things will be in this s time variable, that will be printed, then double quotation is there, that means pm will be printed, and then endl, which will take us to next line. Now you can see here the functions show body was open here and this is close. So these all things are to print the things, and close, and this is close ending of the class, but we already, this is for the previous one, outside, inside the class, so we have kept it outside the class, so class is closed already here, so we have deleted that extra. Now let's come to execution section. What will happen? In main function, clear screen will clear the things from the output, and now because we are working in class, so we need to define create object. So to create object, first we have to write the class name, which is fitness, and then object. So fi we have written, so our object is now fi. Now whatever members like variables or the function we will call or use, that before that we have to use the object. Before calling the function, now remember the data members, which was name, w, time and s time, we have taken for wake up time and s time for sleep time. So those variables were not initialized. That means if we will not initialize the value and we will print it, then some garbage value will be printed. So now we have to initialize. So in class and object concept, we cannot initialize inside the class, so we are initializing here the variables, but name will be initialized using this function. The character constant, to initialize those we need this function. So one new function again we are using here, strcpy. So how we will use? First we will write this function strcpy, then inside the parenthesis we will write the variable name first where we want to copy. So in name variable, because we are calling the member of class, so we have to call using object. So object is fi, so fi dot name, comma, double quotation, the character constant Ruby, and then parenthesis close. So what will happen? Ruby will be copied to variable name. This is how strcpy works. First the variable, comma, then in double quotation whatever the value or the character constant you want to initialize. So this is how it will be used. Now next, for the integer constants, we can directly write the variable, and because it is the member of class, again we will use object fi dot w time is 6 and fi dot s time, assignment operator 11. So in this variable these values will be transferred. Now all the values where the data members are initialized. Now we can call the function which is used to display the details. So the function name was, member function name was show. So we will call the function fi dot show. So because all the things were in public, so we are able to call it with object. Now when we will reach to this calling part show, then the control will move to show, and then all these codings will be executed, these messages will be printed, and in place of name variable Ruby will be printed, in place of W time 6 will be printed, in place of S time 11 will be printed, because we have already initialized these before calling the function. So now all that will be executed, and then program will and get ch close. Now let's see. So success, program is correct, no errors. Now we will run it. So see, inside the show function, first this message was, before printing the message we have changed the text color using the text color function, which we have kept green, and then we have used cprintf inside to print the line early to bed, early to rise. This line we have kept inside cprintf. So this function printed the line in green color. Same way we have kept these lines, equal to lines, into cprintf function. So it is also printed in green color. But after that we have used cout for name, wake up time and sleeping time. So it is as it is. If we would have used any different color for this, or put it also inside the cprintf function, then it would also be in green color. So got it? I hope so. And let's try one different color for name. So if we want it for name, let it be, if for green we want, then we can just write inside cprintf, but I want now to use different color, so I have to change the color. So text color, I want it to be blue. So in capital letter BLUE, blue, and then semicolon. So now whatever things we will write in cprintf, that will, after this line, will be in blue, and here it was green. So after this, whatever the line was inside cprintf was being printed in green. But now instead of C type, cout, instead of cout we will use C printf. cprintf inside the parenthesis, hold this name section till the message part we are keeping. So till this is the message part, semicolon, and we will keep it in cout only variable. So let's see, according to this what should happen. This name should be printed in color blue. So let's see. See, name is printed in blue. Something we have to change. Okay, let's try to remove this tab. and take some extra space here. Okay, so name is printed here. We can take extra space before name to be printed. I think this one much will be fine. Hope so. Okay, so this is how it will go for changing the colors. Okay, so let's change the color for wake up time and sleeping time also. So again we need to, if we want everything in blue, then just we need to write the cprintf. So what we will do, cout will be only, we are changing the color for message section, so we are keeping it in C printf. Open, we are removing the tab, and till message we are keeping all the content in blue, and then cout. For the variable part we are taking cout only. Let's change for all the three. So here also C printf, open, double quotation, and it will be closed till before, close, semicolon, and for this cout. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we can see the message till before it is coming. Okay, so if we remove here the space, extra space, we are just, see, I'm trying to make the alignment proper. Okay, now you can see it's all aligned, the colon section. Okay, so this is how you can use the colors for your text as well. So good till here. Now what we need to do, function, member function declaration inside the class and outside the class. In previous video we have done one program based on class concept. It was example of member function declaration inside the class. So this is the program. In this also we can see that we have class name fitness, and then access specifier we are using public, and name is a char data type. So w time, s time, these three are data member, and show, this is member function. Now we are seeing member function inside class, how we will declare. So inside the class, beginning of class is here and it is ending here. So as we can see, this function show, its body is defined here, opening of this function, and this is the closing. So now class is closed here. This means function is defined inside the class. Function which is inside the class is member function, so we can say it member function inside the class declaration. Now if we want same program to be declared outside the class, like this member function show, we want it to be declared outside the class. So what we will do, just we have to do one thing, we have to write function prototype here. So we know we have used in our first year, we have to write the function and semicolon. So this is the prototype of function. So show, this is function definition over here, and this is function prototype, and we want it to be outside class. So we will close the class here itself. So close, we know we have to close the curly braces and then semicolon, and we will remove from here this one extra. Okay, so now the format has changed to outside class. Class is ending here, just the member function and the data member is inside the class under public. Now outside the class, function is kept, but the format which we have seen the syntax, according to that, first we have to write the return type, then class name. So the class name is fitness. So fitness, and then scope resolution operator, that is double colon, scope resolution operator, and this is the member function name. Now the definition of body of member function is this. Okay, so this is how we declare function inside the class and function outside the class. Now it is outside the class, just one change we have done, we have to do this is important. So this binds the function, member function, with the class. Okay, now let's see what is inside the show function. So as I have told you to see the new functions used, so this is what function was used. This is a text color function. So what do you need to do to change the color of the text? Like I want to change this color, then I want it to be green, so I have written text color, and in this bracket inside parenthesis we have to write the color name green and semicolon. Now the color will change, and if I want this statement to be printed in green, then I have to write again this function cprintf, and inside the parenthesis write the contents under inside double inverted commas, and this whole statement will be printed in green color. And same way I wanted this line also to be printed in green, so I have used again cprintf. And if I want to change the color, then again I can use this function. So this is how the new function will be used. If you want new different colors to be in your program output, then you can use it. And next is our message, that is name, and then the variable name is name. So here you can see this is the message part, and again separator we have used, and then the name, variable name. So it will be printed as name colon, and then whatever the things will be there in this variable, that will be printed. So these three variables, now we have seen till this there is no thing to be displayed, it is empty, nothing is in these variables, because variables are used to store value but no values are there. So let's see in main function. Like before, we used to initialize the numbers here directly, like using assignment operator if we write, but here in class concept we cannot do here. So we will do it in main function. So what we need to do first, as we have seen, because we are doing class, so we need to create object. So what is object? Instance of class. So how to create object? First the class name. So now in this program class name is fitness, and then this whatever we will write next to it, it will become our object. So fi is object and semicolon. So object is created. Now using object we can call the function or the variable, that is the member function and the data members. So before calling it, we need to put some value, initialize some value. So for copying a string, we will again use a new function, that is strcpy. Its format will be within the parenthesis. You have to write first the variable name, because it is being called, so using object fi dot name. So this is the variable where we want Ruby to be initialized. So we will write the variable name, then comma, and because it is a string constant, so we will write double quotation and then close semicolon. So now in variable name there is Ruby, and same way for integer value we can directly do like this, like the object dot w time. This I have taken for taking the wake up time, and this is for sleeping time. So we have inserted 6 and 11. Then in these two variables, this w time 6 is saved, and in s time 11 is saved. Now finally all the values have gone into the data members, initialized. Now we are calling function fi dot show. Fi is our object, dot show. So now the control will move to function. So function definition is here, so show. Next these all contents will be printed. So for this line what will be printed? Name colon Ruby wake up time before, then variable is there, that is what is there in w time? 6. So here will be printed 6 am. Let's take a space here. And same way sleeping time. Okay, now get ch closed. So what new functions we have used? String copy, that is strcpy, to copy the string constant into variable, and before this we have used text color and cprintf. So for string strcpy function we need to add this header file. If we are using that function strcpy, so you have to include string.h function. So let's see, compile it, success, no errors. Now we can run the program. So as I have explained, the two lines which I have put into the color, that is printed in green, and the rest we have left as it was, so it is in white. So this is your lab work. Write a program to print initialized value, your name and class, and 2 healthy habits which you do. So using this example you can understand how you have to do. First you will print, as this message is printed here, first you will print your 2 healthy habits, and then you will display your name and class. Use function to display these and declare these functions outside the class. Okay, so do things on time, also take care, be fit, wake up and sleep on time, and yes, God bless you. Take care. Bye.